Welcome to Razorcast. Obviously, always, Razor Metal Reviews is where it's at. Please like us on Facebook and everything else because...
On Twitter and Instagram.
We don't make any money from this or anything. This is just literally us giving our opinions on day-to-day things.
Shit.
Literally shit.
Yes.
And I had a good one of those earlier.
Thank you for that.
As always, we'll start off with fresh cuts. And then we'll head on to what's in our headphones this week. And then this week's Horns Up, we're looking at your favourite album.
We're looking at Disney metal masterminds, Five Finger Death Punch, and their third album, American Capitalist.
Yes, that should be an interesting one to do. But
yeah,
as always, let's start off where we start off best. Fresh cuts.
Fresh cuts.
Right.
News and ting.
Let's do that ting. Alright, I'm going to start with one. Spotify CEO has come out and said that Metallica used their streaming data to determine what songs to play in which city.
I briefly read the headline to this, yeah.
So I think it's a clever ploy in a lot of ways.
It's fucking stupid, but...
Well, depends how you look at it.
Yeah.
I mean...
So how have you looked at it? Why do you think it's clever?
Well, you're playing a safe strategy. You're playing the songs that got people in that city want to hear.
Okay.
So therefore, you're sending everyone home happy.
Yeah.
Still making you the biggest band ever.
Yeah, absolutely. My argument to that would be that Metallica are one of those bands that are so big that they completely transcend metal. Yeah. Like, they're bigger than metal.
Of course they are. They are pioneers in themselves.
Yeah, they're fucking huge. So you get people that do not listen to metal that listen to Metallica, which means that I'm guaranteeing that Nothing Else Matters pops up massively high on everyone's playlist.
Yeah.
Every time they look at Spotify.
Yeah.
Now, I love Nothing Else Matters, don't get me wrong. But if they're getting rid of Whiplash, or if they're getting rid of, like, the Four Horsemen, or...
Yeah.
You know,
there's a lot of...
I'd take Orion. You know, they never play Orion.
Yeah, they never play Orion, but they have done on this latest tour.
Yeah. I would take anything like that over, like a deep cut over Nothing Else Matters.
Really?
So if they're cherry... Yeah. Because I've heard Nothing Else Matters to death. It's a great song.
Yeah, but that's why they play it.
Yeah, but I don't want to hear the same Metallica setlist every time I go and see Metallica.
It's never the
Do you know what, actually? Take out Nothing Else Matters and throw in an extra one from Hardwired.
Yeah, why not? You know, change it up a bit.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, no, it makes
put
sense.
Spit Out the Bone or Now That We're Dead. Like, I'd prefer that. I think it's a bit short-sighted because I think... If they were a band like the Dillinger Escape Plan or like Converge or something like that, their plays on Spotify are their fans.
Yeah, big time.
Metallica's plays on Spotify are also people that don't really listen to metal that have downloaded a...
Well, they've just downloaded Enter Sandman because it's a party tune.
Exactly. Or they've downloaded a playlist that's like... Best ballads of all time, and then
and that always features.
And and so it seems a bit.
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, it is a pretty flawed system in some respects.
Yeah,
but then when you do take the fact that people are listening to certain songs in certain cities,
and also I'd like to think Metallica are one of those. It's kind of sad in some respects because Metallica have always been known for a band as a band that do what the fuck they want.
Oh yeah, big time.
You know, they released Lulu because they wanted to do something with Lou Reed, not because they thought fans are going to love this.
Yeah,
because we didn't. Spoiler alert.
Nobody liked the album.
No, nobody with ears liked it.
No.
But I like and I respect the fact that Metallica do what the fuck they want.
Yeah, big time.
So it kind of feels a little bit like pandering on their part, and a little bit like they've given up being a band that want to push the limits, and they're just going, look. It's almost like. When you see that guy at work, we've all met the guy at work.
We've all met the guy at work.
He's got 3 or 4 years left to retirement, and he fucking coasts.
Yeah,
and you don't blame him.
No, you can't blame him.
You don't blame him
coming up to the end of the
exactly. But he's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Where I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that because I can't be fucked.
Yeah,
and it seems a little bit. If that's the kind of road they're heading down, I hope that it doesn't mean that Metallica are getting to the point where they're like, I can't be fucked.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. They're still releasing new albums. But
yeah.
We'll go from there. What's on yours?
Okay, so the first thing I found for the fresh cuts was Tom Morello has recently been on Beats One. He's been on Lars's radio show.
Okay. I didn't realise Lars had a radio show. But...
Yeah, Lars has got a radio show on Beats One. Apparently it's really, really good. But he interviewed Tom Morello for that. And Tom Morello said that basically he said he's sort of shocked that Rage Against the Machine managed to get 4 records out as a group. He said there was so much infighting between them when they were recording those albums. Yeah, he said it sounds a little bit... Now, I always thought it was a bit like Zach De La Rocha was kind of the fiery kind of like, I want it my way, or the highway kind of thing. And I think that might just be because of his political leanings. But Tom Morello basically came out and said he was saying to them, I want to release an album every 6 months. Like, I just want to go non-stop. Just, I want to be the biggest band since like Led Zeppelin, and I just want to like dominate the planet.
Yeah.
And I think that put Zach particularly off.
Yeah.
Because he was like, no, fuck that. I want to do something that actually means something. I don't want to punch
which
it
makes
out.
sense.
Yeah, so he's basically sort of said that when he was a bit younger, he sort of steamrolled the rest of the band and said, this is what I want, and that kind of pushed them apart.
The thing is, what has Zach De La Rocha done in between Rage till now?
Nothing.
Exactly.
No.
So that kind of shows you where,
where he was at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a shame, because obviously everyone would want new Rage Against the Machine music.
Yeah, we all would.
But he's also said about the... he said that that's basically the reason why nothing ever came of the reunion shows. He said that they kind of took the idea of recording new music off the table.
Yeah.
They said, let's get some shows under our belt.
They're going to be one of these bands that are just going to drop one in, say, 10 years' time and just go, well, there you go, you got what you wanted.
I don't think they will. It sounds very much like they did the shows because they wanted to do some live music and have some fun, but they all categorically said we cannot work together in a recording sense anymore.
No, which is fair enough.
Which is a shame.
Yeah.
Because
we'd all love to see that again. But hey ho. Well, let's go from that to saving people's lives.
Oh.
Because I sent this one to you the other day.
Oh, yes.
So Every Time I Die's Jordan Buckley apparently saved a fan's life by spitting beer in her eye.
Mm.
So they were in a town, this girl comes up to them and she goes to Jordan, she goes, a few years ago I came to one of your shows and you spit beer in the air and it landed in my eye. And he was like, our shows can get pretty wild,
Mm.
And she goes, well, I went to the doctor because it was irritating me the next morning, thinking, it's in my eye, I might have an eye infection. So she went off to the doctors, and he was repeatedly sort of apologising to the girl about this. And she goes, well, no, what it was I got to the doctors, and they turned around and found out that I had the starts of a brain tumour.
Mm.
And essentially, without him spitting the beer in her eye, she wouldn't have known
She
about it.
She wouldn't have got checked out for it.
So,
crazy.
And he said the whole point of this story is if you go to an Every Time I Die show, we might just save your life.
Yeah. And you say it.
It's one of those stories that you don't get often. It's quite a beautiful little story.
It's very odd. Very odd, isn't it? But,
I'm going to spit in your eye and find out you've got a brain tumour.
Yeah. But we're not advocating on this show that you go around spitting in people's eye.
No, if you do, you're
it's
a dick.
an arrestable offence, I would imagine.
I would imagine so. It's being covered in people's
Unless you're in Every Time I Die and you're at a gig. Although I suppose he didn't directly spit it in her eye.
No, not directly. Spit it in the air and it fell into her eye.
Yeah, that would have been a bit harsh, wouldn't it? Just gobbing a mouthful of beer straight into someone's eye. Like directing it.
Direct them straight at them.
Got ya.
Yes, sir.
Second thing I found, Chris, so Lamb of God are obviously out on tour with Slayer.
I know where you're going with this one. I think I know where you're going with this one.
Yeah, so they're out on tour with Slayer. Unfortunately, Chris Adler has had to, their drummer has had to bow out and due to unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah.
So he's not drumming on the Slayer tour.
And do you know who also has done that this week? Fucking that moon-faced goth again, Marilyn Manson.
Apparently it's just for one show, isn't it?
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently he's got the flu.
Nah.
That worries me a little bit because his behaviour has become. I know we're sort of diverging from the Chris Adler thing, but Manson, his behaviour at recent shows is becoming more and more odd.
Yeah.
Like with the thing that we talked about the other week with the getting a fan to take his shirt off.
Yeah.
His behaviour is becoming more and more odd, and it's kind of a similar pattern to what's happened in the past, where he's on to lots of drink and drugs. And
and he'll end up going back that way, and then you'll never hear from him again.
Well, I know his dad died last year, and that really hit him really hard.
Oh, big time, yeah. But that would be the same for anyone.
Yeah. Perhaps he came back to work too early. Perhaps he sort of...
Possibly.
Or perhaps maybe he... his last album was pretty decent. It wasn't wonderful. But it was pretty decent. Perhaps he just needs to take I mean, Eminem's basic. Other than Eminem spent a good few years saying, "I'm not touring. I'll release albums, but I'm not touring," because he couldn't handle the pressure of it. And
which is understandable.
Maybe Manson's in a similar boat, and he needs to not concentrate. He's obviously an artistic person. He needs to do something artistic.
Yeah.
To fulfill himself. Do that, but maybe don't talk.
But going back to Chris Adler, so unforeseen circumstances. But I know that they've got Art Cruz, who's going to be replacing him for the rest of the tour. He's currently playing for Prong at the moment and Winds of Plague. Yeah. So
hasn't he drummed for? Oh, I can't even remember how to pronounce it. Synesium or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's the band that Joey Jordison has. Oh no, because Joey Jordison drums for them.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right.
I'm mixing two stories together.
You are there. Well, we just did. But, so we'll see how that goes, and hopefully Chris Adler comes back from the UK tour, because I've got tickets for that.
Yeah, that would be good. Hopefully it's not something serious either, because that would be quite bad. He's a fucking great drummer, and he's such a massively integral part of Lamb of God as well.
Big time.
Their sound, you can tell his drum sound from beat one. You're like, that's Chris Adler. I know that's Lamb of God because I can tell that drum tone. Yeah. The same way that Vinnie Paul had with
exactly, with Vinnie. Yeah. Next on my list, I've got Beartooth. Mm-hmm. The vocalist the other day, Caleb, broke down in tears on the Vans Warped Tour.
Oh.
Yeah, on stage. It was one of the last shows because apparently I believe, this was the last ever Vans Warped Tour.
Oh, yes, I have heard this,
Yeah, so he broke down on stage and saying, without that tour, they wouldn't have been the band they would have been.
Yeah.
Thanks for the life it's given me.
Yeah, I was going to say, because before Beartooth, he was in Attack, wasn't he?
He was, yes.
And they were a big Warped Tour band as well, so...
Yeah, and I think it's nice to hear that people actually give an O2 back to where they started.
Yeah, giving it. It's nice that he actually gives a shit about Warped Tour. Yeah. And that's what I've heard about Warped Tour, because they muck about with the stage timings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could be the biggest band on the tour, you might open one day. Like, they just mix them around.
Yeah, so, exactly. But I think that's good because it gives everyone a bit of a reality check.
Yeah, and it also gives those smaller bands a chance to play to different crowds, different times.
Exactly.
Because it is different crowds slightly at different times of the day. So, it's a bit sad that Warped Tour's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, so hopefully... and also... Yeah. I don't know. I've never been to Warped Tour, but...
No, I haven't, but I have heard... And I there are some really good bands that have come out of Warped Tour. There's a lot of shit. But there's some really good bands that have come out of Warped Tour that are,
Anything on your news?
Last thing. Axl motherfucking Rose.
Oh, your motherfucking friend.
Yeah. Go on. Ginger Tornado himself.
The Ginger Tornado. He runs out of breath after most songs these days.
Yeah. Halfway through the songs. Give him some credit. He's still a fucking legend.
Yeah.
So he, in a rare interview on I think Finnish TV, or Icelandic TV, one of the two, they asked him about new GNR.
Okay.
He said, what's the possibility of you lads writing some fucking music and not taking 93 years to come out with it? And he said, the tour's going well. That's what we're focusing on. But everyone's getting along. Everyone's having fun. So you never know.
Oh. So
yeah.
We could be getting...
So it's not a no.
It's not a no,
it's
but
not
there
a no.
could be something in the works.
Yeah, which makes me very excited.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go and knock your excitement down to a bit of sadness now. The 100 have called it quits.
That's shit.
It is really shit. Because
what happened?
After their last album, Chaos and Bliss.
Yeah.
That was a
fucking
fucking amazing album.
Yeah, so
fucking
good.
Awesome. I think it rated quite highly in one of my charts last year for.
I think it was
albums.
I think it was in my top 20. Yeah, last year.
But no, they've come out and said they called it quits. They said all good things must come to an end. Thank you for all the love and support throughout the years. It's been a blast. We couldn't have done it without you guys and girls. Keep it forever 100.
So have they given a reason to why they called it quits?
No reason. Just said all the good things must come to an end. So I'll give it 5 years. They'll be back on the tour.
Well, it just I mean, when it's an abrupt end like that.
Well, exactly.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like an abrupt end like that, you always sort of think maybe one of them wants to go on a creative. You know, there's creative differences. You know, or there's tensions within the band.
There's always going to be tensions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when you work together and make great albums,
the sad thing to think about, if it's creative differences, that's one thing. You know, that bands do have them, like Let Live did. You know, and that was a kick in the teeth. If it's unfortunately more and more bands are splitting up nowadays because they can't financially afford to keep going.
Yeah.
Just they play lots and lots of shows and they put a lot of time of effort in, and they have to a lot of them have to keep up bloody full-time jobs while they're trying to do this, or at least part-time jobs to try and pay their bills.
Yeah.
And then people don't buy their merch or don't buy their albums, don't turn up to the shows, and they have to call it quits.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not that, because...
No, I hope it's not. I mean, they're a fantastic band.
Yes.
And I'm just...
That last album was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it was. So... Oh well, sad times. But that's it in Fresh Cuts, I believe. That's it for me. Well, let's go through to what you've been listening to in your headphones.
Sí, ¿dónde estás?
And I think we've both been listening to something very similar.
Yeah, well, what I thought might be a good shout is because as a team, we've been to a couple of gigs this week.
Yes, 2 this week.
2 this week. So I thought, or actually last week now.
No, it is last week.
Semantics.
Sorry. Either way.
I thought it might be an idea to talk about those gigs and the bands that we saw.
Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, because we've been there and we've been listening. So
yeah, so last Monday...
we saw Palm Reader headline down the Joiners.
Yeah, down the Joiners in Southampton.
With a really good lineup, actually.
It was.
Really good, quite spicy lineup.
It was. So they started... the band that opened were I the Map Maker.
Now, we've seen these guys before.
Yes.
And
I can't for the life of me think who they were supporting.
I can't remember who they were supporting, but I definitely remember seeing them. And at the time, we both turned around and said, well, they're an okay band. They've got something there.
Yeah.
And then coming to see them this second time round, fuck me. They've progressed.
It was a different band.
It was.
It did seem like a different band, didn't it?
Yeah,
like,
big time.
Sound-wise.
Absolutely owned it.
Yeah.
Absolutely made it theirs.
The first time we saw them, I don't know whether it was a tech issue or whatever, but the sound was a little bit muddied. So they're a kind of... They've got a bit of all sorts in them, but they're
very sort of Touche Amore.
Yeah, they've got
respects.
That. Yeah, they are. They've got that post-hardcore type vibe to them. Very emotionally driven. The lead singer does little sort of poetry skits in between. Yeah. In between songs, and the first time we saw them, that didn't really translate very well. It was a bit muddied and a bit.
Yeah, it kind of looked at him and went, really? What was that about?
Yeah, it just felt a bit... He didn't seem all that confident in delivering it.
But this time round, the way that they've constructed the set list, where he'd done the poetry in between, really gave it a full-on sort of rounded effect.
Yeah, it was just so much more confident. They looked
big time.
The first time, I mean, I don't know if you remember the first time we saw him, the lead singer was on the floor of the Joiners rather than on the stage, and he was facing the rest of the band. Like the whole gig, he was facing the rest of the band and he was running up and down. There's plenty of energy. Yeah. But he was facing the rest of his band. He wouldn't even face the audience.
That's right.
Whereas this time, just commanded it.
Yeah,
Like,
and just from the stage as well.
Yeah.
I think he only went to the crowd last song, but even then, he
Yeah.
wasn't the fact that
he was engaging with people though when he was in the
yeah.
crowd. Really good performance.
Yeah.
I thought all round. The band were tight. They sounded great. I think the main difference. I don't know about you, but I think the main difference is the fact that their lead singer has transformed himself. He has
Big
just
time.
become a fully confident, competent frontman.
Oh, and that's what it needs.
And he was
anybody to command it. Really put your message and stuff across.
Yeah.
And to really just transcend with the crowd, to make that crowd just want to stay and watch you.
I couldn't stop watching him.
No,
That's
I
the thing.
couldn't.
He was really watchable. Like some people, like Liam Gallagher's a typical example of a bloke that doesn't actually need to do anything on stage other than just stand there and kind of sing, and you just want to watch him.
Yeah.
He didn't necessarily need to run around and jump around. His mannerisms and stuff were just very watchable, and he just looked confident. And that exuded confidence and drew me in. I thoroughly liked it.
Oh,
I thought it was a really good set, and their music is something that
I'd like to go and see him on a headline show.
Yeah.
It'd be quite good to go see.
Yeah.
Then second on that was Cove.
Yeah.
Cove. Now they were really good fun. I
Really
liked them.
good. Yeah.
Very sort of, again, that post-hardcore sound.
Mm-hmm.
But just, there was riffs in there, just
Yeah.
hooks. And
There was some really kind of rock and roll almost,
It was, yeah.
like big bouncy riffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they were really good. I liked the fact, again, their lead singer was confident, he was commanding, I liked the fact that he was, to start with, he was like, right, stop fucking about.
Yeah,
like,
this is we're here now.
Yeah.
That was it.
It was like, he fucking told everyone off. Like, stop standing at the back, you fucking dicks.
Yeah,
Like, get it.
Yeah, that's it. But but they were good fun. And then straight from them was one of my favourite bands I've seen this last week.
Yeah.
Haggard Cat.
Mm.
Now they're very sort of off-timing sort of rock, aren't they? They don't play to the usual sort of rock line numbers and stuff.
Yeah, their tempo is all over the place.
It just it's a real mishmash of everything.
They're
real fun. They're only a two-piece, so it's only a guitarist and drummer.
Yeah.
But the sounds he was making out of that guitar were just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just putting loops on top of things.
Yeah, there was lots of loops,
fade-ins,
lots of
fade-outs.
stuff.
Oh,
it was very cool.
It was fantastic.
They to me, they were like a rock and roll Dillinger Escape Plan.
Very much.
Because they were like you didn't know from second to second what the fuck was going to happen next. Whether or not they'd start getting into a groove and a riff, and you'd go, oh, I really like this, and then they would completely flip it on its head, and it would be something totally different.
Oh, big time.
But energy-wise, like Jesus Christ, like
yeah, there's only one other band that who I know of that do what they do, called Goddamn, another two-piece band. But the difference between Goddamn and Haggard Cat is Haggard Cat are just so all over the place. But it just makes it so fun. And if you ever get a chance to see them live, do so. Yeah,
well, the only two-piece I really know of is Raw Blood.
Yeah.
And I mean, Royal Blood are a very impressive kind of unit in the sense that they make a fuck ton of noise for a two-piece.
Yeah.
But to Haggard Cat blow them out the water, like the fact that you can do so much as a two-piece is fucking baffling.
Yeah.
They were one of the loudest bands of the night, and I was like, there's two of you, how the fuck are you making all this racket?
Yeah.
Really good fun. I mean, they weren't they were a bit of a sort of shot in the arm to me. I was a bit like, what the fuck is going on? Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, I've listened to the CD since, and it's always in my car at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you and our other Chris. Really, really dug it. Like.
Yeah, big time. And then obviously the headliners, which was Palm Reader.
Palm Reader, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
They were so good.
I've waited fucking ages to see Palm Reader.
Yeah.
And they did not disappoint in the slightest.
Oh no, they were so on point. Just, again, the command on the stage. the presence the band just as a whole gave. You know, you just stood there and you were so drawn in by it. The only thing that put me off a little bit was the crowd, right? So engaging.
It did take them a good 3 or 4 songs to actually, you know, sort of really get involved, which I was surprised about. Yeah, particularly because the opening few songs were really strong as well.
Yeah.
But you know, that might have been a sort of a bit of a hangover from watching Haggard Cat and being like, what the fuck has just happened? To
straight in your face.
Yeah, it was great. Do you know what? I fucking love that album. I love Braille, like their new album. Palm Reader's newest album, Braille, is fucking phenomenal. And I was really looking forward to seeing all the songs off that. Just anything that they played, I would have been like, oh wow. When I listened to the album, excuse me, it is heavy in places, heavy as fucking places.
Of course it is.
But on record, it's quite
mellow.
It almost sounds mellow.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those records that's deceivingly heavy. I listened to it, and it's one of those things where I'd almost put it on for people that don't really like. I have actually put it on for people that have totally misread it, because I've gone, oh, you might like this because it's much more mellow and much more kind of
then you go on
shoegazy. There's that shoegaze element to it, and they go, what the that's fucking so heavy. Seeing it live, you realise that heaviness.
Yeah,
because it's so fucking heavy.
It's so heavy. It wasn't what I was expecting.
No, I thought it was fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
his voice
just carries.
Baffles me as well. Like, he can scream like an absolute fucking
big time.
Like, I thought the roof was going to lift off a couple of times, and join us. It wouldn't surprise me because I had problems with the roof. But then when he was singing, like when he was clean singing, it was fucking note perfect. And that's such a difficult job, to go from clean to heavy to clean to heavy.
Oh, big time.
And to do it properly, like, there's some of the biggest artists on the planet can't do that.
No.
Like, Marilyn Manson struggles to do that. You know, and his, the emotion behind his, and the kind of oomph, if you like, behind what he does is nowhere near what happens on a Palm Reader album. I was fucking floored, to be honest. I fucking loved it.
Yeah. But so that was on the last Monday, and then on to the Thursday we went down to the Anvil in Bournemouth.
The Anvil in Bournemouth, fast becoming one of my favourite venues.
It's one of my favourites. Yeah. It's so small, so intimate, but you can have some real good fun there. Do
you know what I loved about it? Was, and it's happened, twice we've been to
We've been there twice now, yeah.
It's happened both times we've been to the Anvil. Because it's such a small little stage and stuff downstairs, and there's the bar upstairs. Yeah, there's a real nice feel about it. Like, all the bands just hang out. Like, you go upstairs and we walked in, and I wanted to buy a T-shirt. Like, so employed to serve, the whole lot of them. And, like, Justine's there, manning the merch booth and stuff like that, and had a chat with us, and she was lovely, and like everyone was just like, all the bands were there just milling around, having a beer, chatting to fans. It's just a nice atmosphere. Everyone's really chilled. You want.
Yeah, nobody's up their own arse, and that's how it should never be. But with the as for the gig,
it didn't stay relaxed.
We did stay relaxed for very long, did it? We got there, we went downstairs, and we came across a local band that I think are soon becoming something of a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah.
And that is Thuum.
Yeah, Thuum. They're Bournemouth based. So, I mean, we were chatting, Bear, the lead singer. Yeah. He's actually involved with running or booking stuff for the Anvil, yeah.
Yeah. But no, we got chatting to them, and no, they are just so, how could I say, like a sludge and doomy sort of, but just riffs.
Like a sludgy, doomy rock and roll band or rock band with. It was great. There's fucking slices of Pantera in there with that groove. Yeah. But probably more so, Great Southern Trendkill. Pantera, that really nitro heavy. Yeah, kind of side of it, rather than the Cowboys from Hell kind of.
But we both
hip
stood
swinging.
there. We all just both stood there, weren't we? And we were like, watching it, and then we were just so engrossed.
Yeah.
I think we... Oh, I can't describe it. It's bizarre.
We'd never heard of them, or them, or heard the music. So it was pretty fucking instant. Like the crowd really bought into it, and the riffs that they peel out are so undeniable.
Oh, they are big time.
If you can stand there and not bang your fucking head, well, there's something wrong with you.
No, and it's definitely, frankly. I think...
Unless you're like Tom Araya and you've had neck surgery and you can't bang your head, then I will let you off, but at least tap your foot.
No, but off the back of that...
You've been warned, Tom.
Yeah, Tom, get on it. But no, we ended up buying merch and stuff from them because, they're a band worthy of support.
They were really, really fucking good. I really enjoyed it. I've listened to...
their EP.
I've listened to their EP, quite a few times this week, actually, and...
Yeah, no, I've bought it on the night when we were there, so I've had it in the car ever since.
Through Smoke Comes Fire is the EP.
Yes.
And it's only 4 tracks, so it's not going to take you all day to listen to it, but you probably will find yourself listening to it all fucking day.
Yeah.
Because I can't put it on once, I have to listen to it about 16 times.
Yeah, no, I'm the exact same as you. Once I played it through in the car, skip back to the beginning again.
Yeah, fucking loved them. Yeah, they were really good.
Yes, so we saw them, and then straight after them were...
Leached, yeah.
Very, very...
Very different vibe.
So imagine a sort of black metal band, but more of a doom element, I'd say.
Yeah.
Very sludged, very doomy. Yeah, but it's like you'd want to be at a black metal show for that one.
It was very... I really liked what they were doing. It was really atmospheric.
Yeah, especially with the stage setup.
The stage lighting was so minimal that you couldn't really see them. They were just like...
Yeah, so it was just like a white light facing up.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, you could barely see the band. Like, you could see the silhouettes of the band, essentially, rather than... And it was all covered in smoke.
Yeah.
So it was just... they just looked like these fucking beasts coming out of some sort of mythical swamp.
Oh, it is.
Playing this horrendously heavy, swampy kind of doomy music.
Yeah.
The vibe of it was fucking wicked.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. Like you, I think on a more doom kind of orientated lineup.
Yeah.
They'd have gone down like a fucking storm.
Yeah.
I think.
But on that night, I think it was just a bit of an off band and an off position.
Yeah, I just think they were a good band, and I really enjoyed listening to them. And I particularly enjoyed watching them. I thought they as I said, the stage presence and the atmosphere and stuff was fucking well cool. Proper turn your bottom lip up, do the old the old black metal skull hand. It was really good. Just maybe a sort of left turn, if you like. Which I kind of like. I kind of like the fact that it employed to serve.
Yeah, I do.
Like Justine's, I know Justine's involved with Holy Raw Records, and wow, they're fucking I think my favourite record label at the minute. They just constantly pump out fantastic albums, but there's a massive variety of stuff on Holy Raw as well.
There's loads on that.
I liked the fact that they were there because I wouldn't have listened to them otherwise. I wouldn't have found them on my own.
No,
it's not my wheelhouse usually, but yeah, I really enjoyed them.
No, and then straight from them,
Rough Hands.
That's the one. I'm trying to remember who they were then.
Yeah, Rough Hands.
Not gonna lie, one of my favourite of the night, but they were still very good.
Yeah, they didn't have the same impact that either of the first two bands had for me.
No.
I really liked them. Do you know what? When they were doing their... because they're a hardcore-y type band, like a post-hardcore kind of band. When they were doing the more straight-up kind of hardcore-y stuff, which is the stuff that I really fucking like, I was a bit nonplussed. I was a bit like, yeah, okay, this is good.
Yeah.
It's when they got weird that I was like, oh.
Now this is,
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know the song, but they played a song and the guitar tone on it was so fucked. It was so weird. It was like obviously put through like a... It was like, it sounded computerised basically. It sounded like something from Tron. And it was like, oh wow,
Yeah,
what,
it's very
like,
synthy sort of
yeah,
sounding. Yeah,
it was. Yeah, it was like this crunchy kind of but synthy guitar tone.
and it was phenomenal. The tones they were making, but yeah, I was just a bit blasé to them.
Yeah, I think I've listened to them a bit on record because I didn't know whether or not it's just that it didn't translate, and I prefer them on record.
Yeah.
I've been listening to them a little bit, and I prefer them on record. But then sometimes I think they might be one of those bands that if you dig them on record and then you went to see them live, it would all click.
Yeah. Yeah, big time.
Some bands are completely opposite, and I've listened to them on record, and I've gone seen them live, and it's just gone, oh fuck, now I get it. These weren't that; they were the opposite, really. I sort of preferred it.
Oh, big time.
Preferred it on record, but
no. But then obviously it came to the headliners, Employed to Serve, which were incredible because they played the entirety of A Warm Sun, The Warmth of a Dying Sun.
Yeah, which I cannot I cannot put into words how much how great I think that album is.
Oh yeah.
It's such. I mean, I liked Greyer Than. Fucking hell! Was it Greyer Than You Remember?
Yeah, I believe it is.
The album before, I really liked that, but I think Warmth of a Dying Sun is a huge.
It's huge.
Up.
It has so much atmospheric sort of sound to it, and it's one of these bands that just, if you're not expecting it, will kick your ass. It's just.
I was expecting it because I've seen them before,
and it still kicked your ass.
And it still kicked my ass. Do you know what I thought? I thought they were better than the first time I've seen them. Because I think the first time they were supporting Milk Teeth of all
That's
people.
right, yes, of all people. Yeah, that was brilliant though. That was in a sellout in the Joiners, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Oh, brilliant that was.
But this time on their own run, they were just fucking. They just looked like they had the bit between their teeth, and they were fucking going for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it was
so good,
wonderful.
So good.
I struggle to find. I genuinely struggle to find. It was so fucking big and powerful, and they are a force of nature when they're going.
And I can't wait to see more of them.
Yeah, they are like a runaway train.
They are.
And to end like one of the last songs, the guitarist got everyone to. He crowd surfed, and anyone who's been to the Anvil will know how low the ceiling is. Anyone who hasn't. Basically, if you put your arms outstretched over your head,
you can touch the ceiling.
You can probably touch the ceiling if you're sort of 5'10" and up. So he was crammed between people's outstretched arms and the
picture
ceiling.
is on the webpage, Chris.
On the Facebook page. Yeah.
So, so good. But that's the 2 gigs we've been to this week.
Yeah, fucking phenomenal. Good. I can't wait for new music from Employed to Serve now, though.
But talking of new music, let's skip to Pagan.
Yes.
Oh, see, now I've been so in love with this album.
Yeah, it's a couple. So, the album's by a band called Pagan. The album's called Black Wash. How the fuck do you describe Pagan?
Like marmosets have been fucked by Black Hole. So, Black Hole were a very, very sort of hardcore bass band. I can't remember the name of the guy. I know it's one of Frank Carter's brothers.
Right.
But they released one album, and done. I think he was only 17 at the time we released it.
Right, okay.
But it was such a formidable album. Just in your face. And then obviously the sounds of marmosets, just...
Do you know what? I get you. I can hear all those things, but I think you're underselling how fucking good this album is.
Oh,
and how much
I can't sell it enough. It's just... The riffs on this are just phenomenal. Do you know They're in your face, aren't they?
The riffs on this remind me, a lot of the riffing and stuff on this reminds me of Ghost.
Yeah, to a degree, yeah. I get what you're saying.
There is so much catchy 70s influenced, full-on rock and roll guitars on this album.
Yeah.
Massive 70s vibes on it, but it to me it's Ghost mixed with marmosets, mixed with like fucking Converge levels of heaviness at times.
Oh, at times, yeah.
I think it's fucking wonderful, this album.
Oh, it's one of those albums I think could end up featuring quite high on my list.
Yeah, it's just so much about it. There's, as I said, there's those 70s riffs. There's hardcore in there. There's black metal. There's doom. There's
everything.
There
it's
literally
just a whole
is everything.
rounded album.
Yeah.
There is no one part of it where you go, well, it's going to be like, oh wait, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. I think if you're a fan of heavy music, if you're a Sabbath fan,
Yeah.
I think there's bits on this that you'll dig. If you love Ghost, there's bits on this you'll dig.
Yeah.
If you love Marmozets and Matty stuff.
Yeah, well, it's ideal for Marmozet fans.
Yeah.
Absolutely ideal. Next stage up, if anything.
Yeah, I think, yes, it's less mathy than the Marmozets, but there's definitely elements of it. I think if you like them, then 100% I think there'll be bits on this album that you'll dig. And what I think they do so brilliantly on this is the bits that you might not necessarily be expecting.
Yeah.
They weave in so brilliantly that I think even if you don't really like black metal, when you hear those little blasts of it, you'll go, oh.
But then again, it's becoming one of those sounds that are being so widely used at the moment.
Yeah.
In a lot of albums. But it's just an element that works.
Yeah, I just love the experimentation on this album.
Yeah.
And it's experimentation that doesn't sound like a mad professor throwing shit against the wall. It sounds like a very, very not calculated in the sense that it's cynical, but it sounds very purposeful and calculated, and
it's meant to be.
Nothing here is not meant. There's nothing here that they've gone, whoops, that sounds a bit like. It's purposeful, and it's fucking wonderful.
But yeah,
so that's pagan blackwash.
Blackwash, yes.
What else you been listening to, Christoph?
Oh, Darren Malenkin and his Scars on Broadway.
Odd that they've changed the name of it.
Yeah, it was just Scars on Broadway, but now he specifically made it
Darren Malakian and Scars on Broadway, and the album's called
Dictator.
Oh, I wonder who that might be about.
Oh, I wonder. Well, actually, to be fair, it's not about Mr. fucking Trump. It's actually about their Armenian background.
Right, okay.
And the genocide that they went through back in like the Lebanese genocide and stuff like that, and the war around the Middle East at the time. Uh-huh. Again, this is basically System of a Down.
Yeah.
Just without Serge.
Right.
It's very worldy in the fact that they keep with the Armenian sort of sounding, but it's no different. It's just like a bunch of rejected songs from Hypnotised, Mesmerised.
So, rejected meaning that they're not good?
They weren't sort of up to the standard that you would have expected from a System album. Mm. So very sort of laid back, more approach to it. Mm-hmm. But I still think it works. If you take away Serge and go, well, actually, I quite liked Darren's voice.
Yeah.
Then perfect.
Yeah.
But if you missed the mad quirkiness of System, then it's not yours.
Right. Because I liked the last Scars on Broadway album.
I did. It was very. Their last album is a lot heavier to what this one is.
Right. Okay. Oh.
In my eyes, in the sense that it's not as gruff.
Okay. That's odd because the way you described, like the fact that you've described System of a Down, you've actually mentioned System of a Down.
Yeah.
In it because.
Yeah, but
that first one didn't feel like a System album to me. Because it was far more straight up and down.
No, what it sounds like to me, with the way that things are going, and people were expecting System of a Down and stuff like that. I reckon for me, I don't know, I might be just speculating.
Yeah.
But to me, it sounds like that Darren's made up these songs.
Yeah.
And he's wanted Serge's input on them.
Right.
But Serge's nowhere to be seen.
So these sound like System songs that he's gone.
Yeah.
I want to put these out.
If you go back to the Mesmerised album, it's that sort of level. Not as heavy, not as technical.
Yeah.
But no, I would definitely give it worth a listen.
Yeah.
If you want something to fill a System hole.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've got System albums to fill System holes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm interested about it. I haven't got around to listening to it. I'm interested, but I'm not going to run off.
No, it's not like I say.
Sell my cat to buy it.
It's good, but it's not like a standout album of the year.
Right.
So, what about yourself, sir?
Okay, so another album that I started listening to, Black Fast is the band.
Okay.
And Spectre of Ruin.
Spectre of Ruin
is the title. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Is that the one you were playing me just a minute ago? Or?
No.
Okay. No. Okay. I'll leave that.
So Black Fast are quite. They're quite difficult and yet quite easy to pinpoint. Really, they've got elements of it's one of those bands that they are taking elements of various genres and sort of melding them, but essentially it is a really good modern fucking metal band.
Yeah.
They've got black and death metal elements in there. They've also got a bit of groove metal in there.
Yeah.
They sound a little bit to me like it's going to sound possibly mental. If you took pick an really good black metal band. I'm not hugely au fait with black metal, so I'm going to say Behemoth.
Go with Dark Throne, something like that.
Okay,
very
so
sort of dark and sort of very gruffy sound.
Okay, so go with Dark Throne and mix them with Power Trip.
Huh?
Yeah, the speed of Power Trip.
Yeah.
That kind of technicality, but that kind of heavy, kind of almost icy cold feeling that you get from a black metal album, and you're getting somewhere close to Spectre of Ruin.
Yeah, it sounds like you're getting close to more of an immortal album. You can have a black metal band, but very technical.
It's well worth a listen, man.
Yeah, definitely.
It's fucking really good. I haven't listened to it because I started listening to this a couple of weeks ago, to be fair, and it has dropped out of play in the last kind of week purely because I've been listening to so much Employed to Serve and Palm Reader.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fucking well worth it. I'm probably going to go back and have another listen to it today because it deserves a bit more input than just it's really good. It sounds a bit like Power Trip and Immortal. Because it's way better. It's way better than I'm selling it, but it's fucking. And that's Black Fast. It's called Spectre of Ruin.
Okay, I've only got one other here So, I had a friend of mine. He watched a film that came out last year.
Okay.
Called American Satan.
Yes, I've heard of it.
So this features, I can't remember the name.
Andy Black.
Andy Black is
from
Andy Black.
Black Veil Brides.
Yes, and Ben from Asking Alexandra, the guitarist.
Yeah.
And they made a film about a metal band who want to make it big out in Hollywood, but sell their souls to the devil, essentially.
Yeah.
But it also follows a very sort of, how I would imagine, a deep personal sort of feel to bands who had influence of drugs or alcohol.
Okay.
And depression. Very close look at all these things and how it affects people.
So Ben from Asking Alexandria, essentially, because he was fucked, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, yeah. So, but no, it's quality. But the band that they create for the film is called The Relentless.
Yeah.
You can find the soundtrack because it's just known as the American Satan soundtrack.
Yeah.
But the band for it, they called themselves The Relentless.
Yeah.
But it's modern day, how I would call modern day hair metal. So
okay.
More technical, more in your face.
Yeah.
But there are a few covers on this album with Personal Jesus, which wasn't brilliant.
Yeah.
But then their own stuff they do is phenomenal.
Yeah.
There might be about 4 or 5 tracks on there that are their own.
Yeah.
But so worth looking at. Very catchy. Just so in a lot of ways mainstream. Mm-hmm. But honestly, it's one of these I've put on and I've not had off listen for a while.
It doesn't surprise me that it's a bit mainstream because Andy Black is his solo material is very mainstream, very middle of the road kind of.
Yeah, it's middle of the road, easy listening.
And Black Veil Brides have moments where they get kind of heavy, but a lot of the time it's quite palatable. And the 80s thing makes sense with Asking Alexandria because
big time. Yeah, but it is one of those albums that I've had on, and it's brilliant. It's been out for a couple of years now. I didn't even know the film existed, to be honest, until I got told about it. But no, it's worth listening to.
Yeah,
well worth it. And the film, again, if you get a chance to watch American Satan, get on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so the last album that I have been listening to, and it's only been in the last few days, really. My mate Graham, who I've spoken about before, who's in a band called Shadow Flag, he posted it on Facebook and was like, I've been listening to this, and I know of the band but hadn't listened to them. So I started listening to the new Skeleton Witch album, which is called Devouring Radiant Light.
Okay.
And for a band that, they're called Skeleton Witch and it's Devouring Radiant Light, this is not baby metal.
No.
This is fucking heavy. They're like, if you go onto their Spotify, it will tell you that they're kind of bands that are like them. Strangely enough, Blackfast are on there, but they've also got people like Municipal Waste, so they've got the thrashy elements.
Yeah.
But they've got people like Goat Whore and Warbringer. So this album is there's fucking bits on it, genuine riffs on there where I thought. There was a riff on one of the songs, and I couldn't tell you which one because I'm fucking useless, that sounds like Disposable Heroes.
Yeah.
From, obviously, Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the There are bits of Metallica on here. There's bits of traditional thrash metal.
Yeah.
But blackened and nastied up.
Oh,
and
it is so... Yeah.
And everything turned up really fucking heavy. But there's a shit ton of melody in this. There's
from what I heard of it,
yeah.
There is melody, but it's just so sinister.
Yeah, it's not an album for the...
Just don't take it lightly, essentially.
Yeah, it's not for the weak stomached. It is fucking heavy. But, this is my first introduction, as I say, to Skeleton Witch.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I was doing, like, for the last fucking 8-10 years that they've been around, because fucking wow.
Yeah.
Like, this is really...
Off the back of this,
really good. Yeah.
Are you going back through all the back catalogue and stuff at the moment?
Yeah, 100%.
Skeleton Witch, I'd have to give that a listen. Because
yeah, 100%.
It's
well worth it.
Quite tasty.
Yeah, that's Devouring Radiant Light by Skeleton Witch.
Brilliant. Well, that's what we've been listening to over these last couple of weeks.
Indeed.
So we will transcend down to Horns Up.
Horns Up, motherfucker!
And Five Finger Death Punch, American Capitalist.
Yeah.
So this album is now 7 years old.
Yeah.
It came out in 2011.
Yeah.
Off the back of War is the Answer.
Yeah. It's their third album.
And I think we've both turned around and said the same thing about this album. This is possibly their last album before they
went Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, essentially. And as you've described it in the past, Disney metal.
Yeah.
And no, this has the distinctive sound that you would expect from Five Finger Death Punch. It's so... There's so much body to it. There's just riffs after riffs, melodies. Ivan Moody's voice in this is incredible.
Yeah, so he's on top form.
He is absolutely on top form. I don't know where it went wrong from after this.
Yeah, it's interesting because when I mentioned to do this, you were like, "Oh, I've never really listened to American Capitalist." I ducked out at War is the Answer.
Yeah.
Which I thought was mental, really, because I don't know about you, but American Capitalist, although it wasn't as brilliantly received as the first two within the kind of metal community, I suppose. I think this album is like the perfect distillation of everything that they did on the first two albums.
Yeah, it is.
I think
because the ballads in it are still...
The ballads are bigger. I know that they've got the bleeding on the Way of the Fist, but as a song, the bleeding is fucking brilliant.
It is.
But it's quite a basic kind of metal ballad.
Yeah.
Whereas Coming Down is a much more accomplished piece of work. It's a much bigger song.
Yeah. So although it is a ballad, there are still big hooks and stuff on this, which really add to it, from what you'd expect a modern ballad to be. It's just turning it up to 11, essentially.
Yeah, I really... This is the last album of theirs that because I used to be well into Death Punch.
Yeah.
And this is the last album of theirs that I really liked. I think it's got the perfect amount of silliness in it.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't get me wrong, I am not going to advocate that Five Finger Death Punch are Pantera.
No, I'm far from it.
I know that on this sticker that I found when I first bought Way of the Fist, when I was flicking through to CDs in HMV, and I was like, Five Finger Death Punch, Way of the Fist. Well, that sounds gnarly.
Yeah.
And then I saw the little sticker on it, and it said something along the lines of, sounds like Pantera and Slipknot had a knife fight, and I was like, well, that's two of the greatest bands of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me, I'll listen to that. I'm not suggesting that Pantera or Slipknot are in the same category as
no.
Death Punch. Death Punch have got some real silliness to them.
Oh, they do. But again,
songs like Back for More. Back for More is written for, basically, to me, it's written to be a soundtrack on Madden.
Yeah.
The football game.
Yeah.
You know, there are really daft things on this album. Whilst I really like the riff in it and I really like the chorus, I think the pride is intensely stupid.
It is.
The fact that he just goes, you know, something. He just basically lists a load of American stuff. That's fucking
exactly it. No,
it's daft as shit.
Goes on about talking about Facebook and
Facebook,
and
MySpace. He mentions MySpace about 19 years after MySpace had died. Tom from MySpace was nobody's friend. I'm talking to people that don't even know who fucking Tom from MySpace was.
Is or was.
But Ivan Moody apparently was good mates with Tom and was sad to see him go. I bet he was wearing when he recorded it. I bet he was wearing a T-shirt saying "Tom's my mate."
Tom's my mate. I love Tom. But going back to the opening, the actual soundtrack to this American Capitalist.
Yeah.
As soon as you put that on, you know exactly what you're in for.
Yeah.
And the whole album just carries from that.
Yeah.
It doesn't drop in any sense of the form, even with the ballads. It doesn't drop.
Yeah, it's just full of energy, full of fucking wrestle metal
bangers. That's exactly it, wrestle metal.
Yeah, it's wrestle metal bangers. And I don't know why they couldn't... I don't know why they didn't just stick to this formula. I know... And they don't differ massively in any of their songs, to be honest.
No.
Maybe they have tried... Maybe they have done the same formula. They just have run out of good ideas.
Possibly.
Because...
Well, it's only so long you can keep up a good idea.
Yeah, well, AC/DC would argue that...
Well, yeah, true.
But, the thing is, like, the album after this, they did their 2-part album, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
Righteous Side of... Wrong Side of Heaven, The Righteous Side of Hell, part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
The best moments on both of those albums are when they've got guests.
Yeah.
Which says something. When they get, like, Dot Your Eyes, that's got Jamie Jaster on it.
Yeah.
Jamie Jaster shows Ivan Moody how to do fucking angry music again.
Well, he's just a genius anyway.
And Max Cavalera's on one of them, and Judas Priest,
Maria
Rob
Blink.
Halford's on another one. Like those two albums, between them, there's a good album in that.
Yeah.
But to do a double album after this is fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
And then after that, it got
silly,
full Aladdin. Like, yeah,
that's
just
exactly it.
Yeah,
no, they're just. This, for me, I think if you're gonna be wanting to listen to Five Finger and you haven't really done so in the past, you may have heard the singles and stuff, but for me, go up to the first 3 albums.
Yeah, they still do singles. Like, they still do big sounding wrestle metal singles. Like, as much as it's fucking ridiculously stupid. On this newest album, I've even forgotten what it's called. Oh, and Justice for None, of course, is.
Yeah.
Even on their latest album, which I despised, I can't deny that Champagne isn't catchy as fuck. Like, they still do singles.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but it's catchy as fuck, which annoys me. In the same way that Hakuna Matata is catchy.
Yeah, exactly.
If somebody starts singing that, you will sing it for the rest of the day. And now I've brought it up, you're going to be wandering around going, what a wonderful phrase.
I will be now all day. I will listen to that in the car on the way home.
Yeah, exactly. It's undeniable.
It is. But again, when it comes to reviews for this, some editors have liked this again more than others. So the likes of Pop Matters and All Music I mean, they've given it a very sort of middle of the range sort of review. 3.5 and 5 out of 5, and 5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
But then you've got people like Artist Direct and Loudwire who've given it 5 and 4 stars.
Yeah.
You know, again, it's another one of those bands.
They are a divisive band. They always have been.
Yeah.
The metal purists will say that they're cash cows and that they are deliberately writing poppy. Well, they're deliberately writing pop metal songs.
I think what you're looking at is you have bands like Slipknot who are intentionally heavy, but were never looking for the intention of becoming massive. Whereas
I don't know about that.
But then the way I see
I think Corey and Clown always wanted to be fucking massive.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, Corey always has done.
Yeah.
But this is a band who, if it always wanted to be big, trying to be heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so. If you listen to The Way of the Fist, there is enough poppy elements on that you could kind of see the writing on the wall, I suppose.
Yeah.
That it's written slightly cynically.
Yeah.
You can tell that Zoltan, because he writes all the songs, basically. Yeah. You can tell he loves metal, and I know he always bangs on about how he's fucking such a massive Sepultura fan and stuff like that, but I think he is cynical. I think the way he writes music is cynical. Yeah. I don't think it's... I know he's a gun-toting fucking MMA hard nut, so if he was stood in front of me, I'd probably still say his music shit. And then just let him shoot me or break my face.
Boxing match at the moment.
He'd batter me. Yeah. I'd pull his fucking hair.
It's the only thing you got over him.
Although he does have guns, so maybe I'd lose.
Maybe.
Although, anyway. Yeah, I do think it is slightly cynical. I think American Capitalist, though, is the last time that cynicism, that kind of...
Yeah.
They got the balance right of silly and heavy. Because silly and heavy works. Baby metal work. Like
Baby metal do
and
work.
That's profoundly fucking stupid. Like, really, isn't it? And I know that there are some people... I nearly said a stronger word then. I didn't want to offend you. There are some people that like Hailstorm. And
Hey.
What's the fucking Crabulon shit?
Oh, Evil Scarecrow.
Yeah, there are people that like that bollocks.
I love all
and
that.
that is intensely daft.
Yeah. That's there because it is daft, and that's why I like it.
Yes, and that's why I don't like it, because it's gone too stupid. And Five Finger Death Punch, for me, have joined that camp. They are skipping off down the road with Necrogoblicon, pretending that... Oh, fucking God knows what. Yeah, dressed as Mickey Mouse. It's just daft. Just absolute fucking wallies these days. But American Capitalist has got a good balance of heavy and stupid, and which is why they've got massive. You need that... Like, at the end of the day, nobody's first favourite metal band is like Gojira.
No.
You know, Gojira are not gonna be played on Super Bowl Sunday, and everyone, like, particularly not the older stuff, you're not gonna play Flying Whales on the halftime show and somebody go, like some average Joe American go, I can get on board behind this weird esoteric French death metal prog act. Like, it just fucking spin his head out, whereas Death Punch have got enough like nacho cheese and Bud Light in them.
Exactly.
People go, oh yeah, I can get behind that.
That's exactly the way you've described them. They are just full on American metal, and that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They are.
So
worth a listen though, you reckon?
I do think it's worth a listen.
Yeah, I genuinely do like
for
this
catchy
album.
metal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So no, but that was been American Capitalist by Five Finger Death Punch.
Indeed, it has, I suppose, and that's been the show, hasn't it?
That has really been us for another couple of weeks, I suppose.
Yeah, unless something big happens that we have to rush into the studio, Anchorman style, and I have to yell, "Come and see how good I look!"
Do it. But yes, anyway, check them all out. Get on it.
Yeah.
Like us on Facebook and everything else.
Facebook, we got Facebook at Razor Metal Reviews. Twitter at Razor Metal Reviews, Instagram the same. You can also subscribe to this podcast on iTunes and Spotify and Podbean
YouTube
and there's bits on SoundCloud.
There's bits we haven't
SoundCloud
been on
are
it.
a pain in the bum. Hashtag.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Right.
If you can if you do subscribe to us, make sure you give us a review and 5-star review.
And if you want anything popped up on Horns Up, if you think there's an album that we could take a good look back. I can't even get my words out.
Yeah, if you're a local band and you've got some music that you want us to listen to and waffle.
And if you're an unsigned band who are looking to get some music on a podcast,
give us a shout.
We're actually looking to put some music up on this podcast at some point.
Yeah, that isn't my one-man spoon band.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Spoon Man. Anyway.
Cheery bye.
Take it easy.